Let's get him obsessed with you, girl. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to be giving you the top 10 ways in which you can show up around a healthy, empowered, masculine man and literally get him thinking about you all the time, calling you, texting you, being obsessed with you. But before we get started, I do want to say something. What I want to say is that none of these tips that I'm giving are supposed to be used in a strategic or manipulative way on men. Ultimately, the energy you want to embody is the energy of authenticity. And all of my tips are going to be in the direction of feminine energy embodiment. And I truly believe that there is nothing more attractive to a healthy, empowered, masculine man than when a woman can show up authentically. So, just a warning, don't use these as strategies. Take these tips and see how you can feel into them and make them your own unique version of feminine energy, your own unique version of getting him obsessed with you by being yourself. All right, so let's get started. The number one way to make a man obsessed with you is to be soft, warm, and inviting in his presence. Now, I see this with my Elevate clients all the time, where if I am working with high achieving women or I'm working with professional career oriented women, we tend to approach dating and men like it's a business meeting. And so often I will notice that body language wise, energy wise, the woman is just not relaxed, soft, warm, and inviting to men. So she's still very guarded, she has a straight face, she's not inviting. Her energy is stay away, don't approach me, versus come to me, I am really fun, hang out with me, I am safe. I think it's so important to be that warm, inviting version of yourself. And if you find yourself living in your head a lot or being in your head a lot and you tend to have a poker face, maybe that is something you want to work on opening up and softening, especially around guys. Now, the second way to get a man obsessed with you is look the part. Now, I shouldn't have to say this, but sometimes we let our bodies go, we put on weight, we eat a lot of junk food, we don't sleep well, we don't take care of ourselves, we're not exercising, we're not looking after our hair, our skin, eating nutritious food. I think it's so important to, even though it sounds superficial, to always remember that in dating, yes, it is about appearances, especially at the beginning. I mean, to even capture the attention of an empowered masculine man, you have to look the part. Now, are looks enough? Absolutely not. Because if looks were enough, I wouldn't be working with celebrities and models who come to me with a broken heart. So of course, looks are not enough to keep a great guy, but they are a very important part, especially in the early stages, because men are visual creatures and they are judging and assessing, and they have to feel that primal physical attraction towards a woman before they can even think of taking things ahead. Every woman is different at any age, body shape, or size. I believe you will always have a man who is attracted to who you are right now. So don't judge yourself and don't be hard on yourself, but put in the effort that needs to be put in so that you can show up as your best self. Now, tip number 3 to make a man obsessed with you is really about bringing out the power of presence and playfulness. We get so lost in what to say, what to do, what is the strategy for the guy, that we forget to be present in the moment. And we forget that our presence, our laughter, our playfulness, and our fun factor are actually supremely attractive to men. So in the relationships group of Elevate, one of my go-to pieces of advice is, can you stop talking so much about all your problems with him and start ramping up your presence with him, start ramping up your playfulness with him, your joy with him, your fun factor with him? Because more than half of your problems will disappear and he will feel primal attraction for you when you can bring in presence into the moment. It's such a joy to be around a happy, present woman. And if you divas would want me to make a video that is dedicated to how you can bring more presence and playfulness in dating, in your relationship, then just say yes, playfulness video in the comments, and if we have enough interest, I will be very happy to make it for you, because I truly believe it's a lost art of feminine energy and not enough people are talking about it, definitely not from an expert perspective. Now, let's talk about the number 4 factor that will get a man obsessed with you if he's the right man, and this is delaying physical intimacy. Now, of course, some men are wanting to jump into your pants really quickly, and some men are not bad guys, but they do have the belief system that, dating is about sex, and if I like you, I should be able to sleep with you, and if I don't, then this is not dating, and so it's not going to work. There is a sample pool of such men. However, let's say the majority of men, especially if they're husband material, especially if they are in that stage of their life where they are looking for a partner, in a wife or a serious relationship, they are more than happy to wait. I talk about this on my channel all the time, so go check out my other videos on the power of delaying physical intimacy with a man. But delaying physical intimacy is one of the most powerful ways to get a man wanting you, desiring you, and being willing to work for you. Now, in the Sami Wunder world, I recommend at least 3 months waiting time. And if you can go beyond that, go beyond that, because in my work, what I have found is that it is the emotional bond that you build with the guy when you're not sleeping with him, that is the true indicator of the strength of your relationship with him, not how good the sex is, okay? When you have that emotional connection going on, the sex is usually good because it is a result of that emotional connection. So do not be afraid to delay physical intimacy. Tip number 5 on how to get him to be obsessed with you is to not talk about the future. Where is this going? What do you think about me? Do you like me? Do not seek his validation on the relationship. Do not ask him for direction on where the relationship is going, because that puts you in masculine energy and that really changes the dynamic of the relationship, where suddenly you're the one pushing the connection forward versus him pushing the connection forward, versus him asking you, do you like me? Do you want to be my girlfriend? Do you want this to go ahead with us? Do you want to marry me? Like, whatever, the future-based questions about where this relationship is going. So do not talk about the future with a man with the knowledge that if he wants you, he's a big boy, he knows how to ask you those questions. Okay, so this is going to make you super attractive. Now, tip number 6 is to live your best life and never compromise on living your best life just because you like a guy or there's a man in your life. And I think just pursuing your hobbies, taking care of your health and your appearance, making sure you have a great circle of friends, making sure that you have lots of people that you are seeing for dinners as friends, or if you're very early in dating, you can also rotational date and you can just have a busy, happy life, right? So I think so often we can get really focused on that one guy and we can forget about our plans, our friends, our life, our hobbies, our sports. And it's so attractive to men when a woman can sort of hold on to her amazing life while building a new one with this man in question. Now, number 7 is very important. If you want a man to be obsessed with you, you cannot be afraid of saying no to him. Now, again, sometimes women hear these statements and they go like, how can I say no to him? No, it's not about just saying no for the sake of saying no. It's about saying no when something really doesn't feel right for you or when something really doesn't align well with you. When we like somebody, and especially when we've met somebody that we have feelings for and we really are hedging on this connection to work out, there can be some sense of fear around saying a no, drawing a boundary, saying that doesn't work for me. I would rather not do that. I would want to wait till I meet your parents. I hope that's okay. Can we like take it slow with the physical intimacy? I just want to know you a little more. It can be scary to say no, but if you really want him to be obsessed with you, you cannot be afraid of him. You've got to be able to be your authentic self around a man that you want to build an authentic relationship with. So, tip number 8. This is a really tricky one, and I see it with my clients all the time in Elevate. This tip is about having the ability to walk away anytime from the relationship if it's not in alignment for you, or it starts to get toxic, or he starts to treat you poorly. Now, this literally does not mean you have to walk away from guys all the time, like one small error from the man or one small imperfect moment with the man, and off you go because you don't take bullshit. No, I don't mean this. And I think it's important I say this because we're living in a world where relationships break far more fast than they come together, right? So I want to remind you that the ability to walk away from a relationship is just an inner ability. It's the capacity you have to not tolerate bad treatment from a guy. And men feel that capacity that you have. And that's all they need to feel. They don't need you to go away. They don't need you to literally walk away from the relationship all the time, though sometimes that could be needed. In some situations, walking away is the best thing you could do to protect your own honor and to protect your own dignity based on how he's treating you. However, what I have observed is that because I teach feminine energy and I also teach women how to be strong women while being embodied in their feminine energy, what I have noticed is that a woman just having this ability to walk away at any moment from a relationship that is not feeling good, aligned, supportive, loving, is really that invisible thread that men feel around you and that makes them respect you, that makes them honor you. I know this about my husband. Like, he knows that I don't take bullshit, and so he doesn't give me bullshit, and he doesn't try to test, will she leave me if I treat her poorly? And I think this is like an invisible signature that high value women have, that strong women have, beautiful feminine embodied women have, where we don't take bullshit and we don't have to openly talk about not taking bullshit. We just have it written in our energy that I have the ability to walk away from this if it doesn't feel in alignment for me. And I think that is very powerful, and that keeps the man aligned with you. Number 9 would be being easy to be with. I think, again, this is an underestimated conversation. Not many people are having it. And often when we say the phrase, be easy to be with, women often think of go on with everything, say yes to everything, be the good girl. And that's not what this is about. You need to be able to say no to what is not right for you. You don't ever have to be a yes girl. You need to be able to draw your boundaries, even in a healthy relationship. But being easy to be with is simply that woman who doesn't make drama out of nothing. She doesn't expect a man to be a mind reader. If she has needs and if she has feelings, she's so comfortable expressing them, and she's able to do it without blaming the man or starting any kind of big fight. This is what makes her super attractive. So I think being easy to be with is just the woman who doesn't expect any man, not just a man, even friends. You don't expect others to read your needs. When you have needs or feelings about something that is important to you, you're able to communicate that. And I think this gets men obsessed, and it's so underestimated because men are used to women blowing up on them, censoring their feelings, getting angry, getting resentful, blaming, attacking, condescending, emasculating. They're used to all these emotional behaviors that don't feel very nurturing to a healthy, empowered masculine man. And then you come along from the Sami Wunder world, and all my Elevate clients are so well trained at these skills. You never show up in this kind of condescending way. You just ask for what you want. You just speak your truth. You say it with love. This is priceless. And you become irreplaceable to a guy because you're literally like this one woman in a sea of millions of women that he encounters every single day. This is so powerful. Just the woman who's easy to be with because she just speaks her truth with love, asks for what she wants, and doesn't place the burden on the man to know everything that she needs. I'm coming to the last tip for how to get him to be obsessed. And if this video is speaking to you, I would love for you to take a moment, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment below. What did you love about this video? What was your biggest takeaway? So now onto the last tip. Getting a man obsessed with you is about essentially being a reasonable, happy, supportive, loving woman. Now, I used many words there, but I think they all ring true. A reasonable woman, which means you're a reasonable person to be with, to be around. You're not difficult for the sake of being difficult. You're not high maintenance for the sake of being high maintenance. You are easy to be around. You are a reasonable person. And you are a loving and positive person. Now, this simply means that as a woman, you have feminine energy, and feminine energy is so much about these nurturing, loving qualities where you are just pleasant. If things are hard or wrong, you're a good listener, you empathize, you're supportive, you don't cut him down, you don't say that's a bad idea, don't do it. When he comes up with a business plan, you go, yeah, that feels good, that sounds amazing, you got this. So just being that reasonable, loving, supportive, positive presence in a man's life is so valuable to man. And it's definitely gonna get him all obsessed with you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I'm talking, I'm thinking of all the more ways in which you can show up to make a man obsessed with you. So if you want a part 2 of this video, just say part 2 get him obsessed video in the comments below, and if there's enough interest, I'm more than happy to do a second video with 10 more traits in how you can show up in your feminine embodied energy and get men to be obsessed with you without working hard for their love, because you don't need to. You're a woman. Yay. Lots of love. See you next time.